It's not about the cards that you're dealt. We can't control the cards we're dealt, but what we can control is how we play our hand. And I believe through intentional actions that align to the pillars of your attitude, connection, empowerment, and strength, you can be an ace in business and life. As I think back 20 plus years in corporate America, and I've had experience across multiple businesses, multiple industries, starting in transportation and then infrastructure and then building automation, fire and security, and then most recently healthcare. And it's been a great journey. It's been a great ride. It's one of naturally many highs in that time, and then many challenging times as well. I've had experience across operations, sales, and sales leadership. And so as I think about that experience, and then most recently I talk about, or you mentioned that I have got certified as a executive career life coach and then started my coaching company, Team Aces. I've really always enjoyed talking with individuals, working with individuals, inspiring individuals, connecting with individuals. And so this book process and just this whole idea of bringing hope to millions through this book has just been something I've been tremendously excited about. I've always had this vision of writing a book, and Nelson Mandela says, vision without action is just a dream. And I had the vision of writing the book, but I needed the action to follow to actually bring that dream to a fruition. And I always believe that success leaves clues. And so a good friend of mine, Jen Dalton, is a fellow author and part of this program. And so in my corporate work, one of the roles that I have is I lead the African American Forum for our employee resource group. And so we put a program in place where we coach individuals within our business. And one of the books that we reference as part of the program in partnership with Jen Dalton is her book. It's called Listen, How to Overcome Difficult Conversation That Life Throws Your Way. And so as we were working through the book with Jen, I simply asked the question, how do you bring this type of a book? What was your author journey like? And how did you bring this to fruition? And look, success leaves clues, and the clues Jen left is you need to be a part of this program. And so that was one of those moments where your heart starts beating fast. You may get a little sweaty palms, and that just let me know that this is the right program for me, because it definitely was something that was outside of my comfort zone, but with that becomes the growth. And so being a part of the program, I started in January of last year, and here we are a year later and on the doorsteps of my book being published. So it's been, I'll say, a whirlwind of an experience, but wouldn't trade it for the world. And I've just enjoyed every moment of the experience. The book did absolutely become a part of my life over this past year. I feel like I'm giving birth to the book here. It's been a year in the making. And I always had the question when I talk with authors is, how do you find the time to write? And I recognize that it's different for everyone. And, what I've realized as part of my style of writing, I'm what they call a deadline writer. And I tend to wait till the last minute to get all my thoughts out. And so very, very early on, Professor Eric Hester, leads this program, he pulled me aside and said, deadline writers tend not to do as well in this program. They can get left behind. And so he recommended I join the author boot camp program, which was also part of this program. So every Wednesday evening from 6 to 9 p.m., I was in the program writing alongside other authors. We were on Zoom, and that's just what I needed. You had to honor that time and in-seat writing for those 3 hours. But what that did is it gave me a really good place to start my writing. And then I would then go and do some work on Friday evenings and then Saturday and Sunday mornings. And I just took chunks of time, a couple of hours, and really dumped everything that I had, poured everything that I had into the book. I do believe that it's important to make sure that you're aligned to your why. And once you understand your why, then your how becomes that much easier. It's been a transformational experience. I look at when you start programs like this, you become someone different on the other side of the program. That transformation is real. And that's what I love about it. Obviously, there's going to be a nice output of having a book, but it's this whole idea that you become a different person throughout the journey. I would say an unexpected positive is the fact that my wife has started writing, and she's now working on a book. And then most recently, my 8-year-old, soon to be 9, she just won a author a contest in her school. And so she was pretty excited, and we've had these kind of family writing nights. It's not about the cards that you're dealt. We can't control the cards we're dealt, but what we can control is how we play our hand. And I believe through intentional actions that align to the pillars of your attitude, connection, empowerment, and strength, you can be an ace in business and life.